Another candidate has joined the race to replace longtime California Senator Dianne Feinstein. While she has not yet said if she intends to run again, Democrats expect the longtime senator will step down.
And the latest Democrat vying for Feinstein's seat is Southern California Congressman Adam Schiff. Nice to see you here today. Thank you for joining us. Tell us why you've decided to run for this seat.
I think our state and our country are at a very precarious place. Our democracy in particular is at risk by the former president and many of his enablers in Congress. And our economy is simply not working for millions of Americans who are working harder than ever, finding it difficult to get by. And I think that the fact that too many people have seen their quality of life to be less than their parents and their worries about their children have left all too many Americans willing to entertain a demagogue who comes along and promises that he alone can fix it. So I want to champion bringing about an economy that works for everyone, that helps people keep a roof over their head and food on the table and live in a safe neighborhood and protect our democracy. And for those who'd like to learn more or join our campaign, they can go to adamschiff.com.
Let's talk, Congressman, about how this field is beginning to take shape here. You are going to be likely facing off, it would look like, against at least two of your House colleagues. Congresswoman Katie Porter from Orange County has already entered this Senate race. And sources have told KTVU that East Bay Congresswoman Barbara Lee is preparing for a Senate run, although she has not yet formally announced. What do you believe it is about your record, your accomplishments, that will distinguish you from those other candidates?
I've been very proud to be at the center of the fight for our democracy over the last several years. Impeaching Donald Trump, the lead manager in the first bipartisan vote to convict a president, remove him from office. I also served on the January 6th committee where we exposed all the efforts to overturn the election. And during my entire career, I have fought for working families hand in hand with labor and defending people's right to collectively bargain. I think these enormous economic disparities that I mentioned before are fueling a lot of the instability in the country and a lot of the divisions. These are the issues that I have, I think, the strongest track record on that I want to bring to the leadership in the Senate.
In your announcement today, you in fact played up the role as being an antagonist, the top antagonist of Trump's. And you also portrayed the former president's political movement as a major threat to the country. Want to take a listen now to your campaign video.
I wish I could say the threat of MAGA extremists is over. It is not. Today's Republican Party is gutting the middle class, threatening our democracy. They aren't going to stop. We have to stop them.
Okay, you have called your work in the impeachment trial the biggest job of your life. How do you think that is going to land on California voters?
Well, I think Californians are devoted to our democracy and our democratic institutions, but they're also used to having senators who are in the middle of the fight, not on the sidelines, who are willing to take on any bullies that would tear down our democracy or do away with our rights. So I think they respect the fact I stood up to Donald Trump, I stand up to Kevin McCarthy, I stand up to Mitch McConnell, and I'm willing to take all the incoming that comes along with that. That fight is my fight, and it's for the future of our state and our country. And I'm more than content to rest on my record and share that with the California people up and down the state.
Congressman, you have described yourself as a progressive here, but already here after announcing your campaign, you are getting some pushback here from at least one progressive group. I want to put up a tweet here from the group, the Progressive Change Campaign Committee. They're referencing one of your tweets about not accepting money from corporate PACs, and they write this. They say, an interesting message from Schiff, who has taken $2 million in corporate PAC money from big oil, big pharma, payday lenders, and Wall Street banks. Meantime, Katie Porter has never taken a cent from corporate PACs or lobbyists. Let me give you an opportunity here to defend your progressive record. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I take a backseat to no one in terms of campaign finance reform. The first bill that I introduced as a member of Congress was the McCain-Feingold campaign finance reform. I introduced it on a bipartisan basis in the House, while John McCain and Russ Feingold introduced it in the Senate. I've been carrying for years the constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United. And yes, when I had a leadership position in the Democratic Party, helping to elect vulnerable Democrats like one of the people in the field, I raised money for them and I sent it to them, and they were happy to receive it and never raised any objection that they are now. So I'm very proud of my record. I'm not going to accept corporate contributions, corporate PAC contributions in my campaign. And I don't think there's anyone that has a stronger record of campaign finance reform than I do.
Okay, we are just about out of time, but as we know, Senator Feinstein has repeatedly declined to say whether she plans to seek re-election. So do you know something that we don't? I mean, had you had a conversation with her before your announcement today?
I did. I spoke with her yesterday. I spoke with her a few weeks ago. We've been in close communication. We've worked together well for years now. She's carried the assault weapons ban in the Senate. I've carried the legislation to do away with the gun industry's immunity from liability in the House. We've worked together on open space, on issues affecting national security. She was very gracious when I told her I was interested in running for the U.S. Senate and was nothing but encouraging. And I appreciate that relationship. She will make her own announcement when she's ready, and I think she's earned the right to do that.
Finally, Congressman, obviously you represent a district in Southern California, but I don't know if a lot of people know you did grow up here in the Bay Area, in the East Bay. Went to high school in Danville and grew up in that area. What is it about growing up here in the Bay Area that you think sort of shaped your values and who you are?
When I first moved to Alamo Danville, I think it was in 1971, it was a time when you could earn a very good living, provide for your family. My father was in the clothing business. He was able to support a whole family and allow us to live in a safe neighborhood, go to good public schools. That has become increasingly difficult. And I want to fight for the ability of Californians to enjoy that kind of a good quality middle-class life and earn a decent income. And I think part of the challenges we face is that the way the economy has been structured has made it too hard for millions of Californians. I learned a lot in the East Bay, went to middle school, high school, college there. I'm a very proud Monte Vista Mustang. And I think that knowledge of the Bay Area will really help me in a statewide campaign.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you taking some time today after this big announcement. Southern California Congressman Adam Schiff now vying for Dianne Feinstein's Senate seat. We appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you.